The Strong Museum in Rochester, New York has been home to the National Toy Hall of Fame since 2003. Each year, the Hall of Fame honors the toys and games that have become classics in the hearts and minds of generations. All inducted toys must meet the following criteria: icon status,
Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head,
longevity,
New arcade pinball.
discovery,
Develop artistic and scientific skills with Etch-a-Sketch.
and innovation.
wow!
The classic toys of the National Toy Hall of Fame join the Strong's world-class collections and are on permanent display at the museum. The Strong is excited to announce this year's class of inductees.
Good morning and welcome to the 2021 National Toy Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Thank you all for coming and for those of you joining us virtually. While the situation with the COVID-19 pandemic has improved since last year, we'll still be keeping today's ceremony smaller and more intimate than usual this morning. Today we put the spotlight on the power of play and its abilities to educate, inspire, and bring joy. Whether you're a child or an adult, we all need play in our lives, and now more than ever. The three toys revealed today are the epitome of great toys, and they span the spectrum of play, from prehistoric to more modern, from tactiles to cerebral. After the unveiling, there'll be opportunity to capture video of the inductees, and my curatorial colleagues Michelle Parnett-Dwyer, Nicholas Ricketts, and I will be available for interviews. So shall we get to it? To introduce the first inductee, I'm turning things over to Michelle Parnett-Dwyer.
Following a visit to historic Williamsburg, Virginia, and a Christmas shopping trip for her nieces, educator Pleasant T. Rowland pondered, "Here I am in a generation of women at the forefront of redefining women's roles, and yet our daughters are playing with dolls that celebrate being a teen queen or mommy." Rowland wanted to redefine how girls interacted with their playthings, and in 1986 she launched a new line of 18-inch dolls representing an era of America's past. In the first years of production, the company did not have the means to produce a television commercial. Rowland also felt that these dolls weren't meant to blare from the shelves on its packaging or visual appeal alone. She decided to sell the dolls by direct mail. As the holiday season approached, glossy catalogs arrived at homes across America. Recipients marveled at Samantha in a checked drop waist dress, Kirsten with her cloth waist spoon bag, and Molly with her 1943 steel replica penny. A series of books for each doll provided historical narratives with empowering messages. Between September and December, Rowland sold 1.7 million worth of product. Rowland's formula for combining doll play with history lessons worked, in her words, like chocolate cake with vitamins. In an era when some education experts claimed that the curriculum of schools paid too little attention to history, this toy may have well filled a void. It now offers a range of dolls and stories of girls growing up in America, and that in itself promotes diversity in the world of dolls. So join me in celebrating the first 2021 inductee into the National Toy Hall of Fame, American Girl Dolls. And now, a special message from the team at American Girl Dolls.
I've been down in Williamsburg this week and had an idea. A series of books about 9-year-old girls growing up at different times in American history. There would be a doll for each character, and the stories would reflect the important moments of girlhood and how it changed and how it stayed the same over the years. The idea for the American Girls collection was born. Finding that bright red box under the Christmas tree is indeed a magical moment for a little girl.
I got Samantha from the Fuzzy Company.
The roots of American Girl, as Pleasant Rowland developed it, was based on purpose. And we have such pride in continuing to nurture, develop, and grow this important brand for girls of today and, of course, the next generation.
It was incredibly exciting to build on Pleasant's vision of building girls of strong character. While material culture has changed over time, what has not changed are the core rites of passage for girlhood. And that's something that we celebrate every day at American Girl.
Miniature figures were used in war simulations to demonstrate strategies of troop movement and placement, as well as battlefield tactics. In 1913, the author and pacifist H.G. Wells wrote about playing miniature wargaming in his book Little Wars, and optimistically believed such play could end real-life war violence. He wrote, "You only have to play at Little Wars 3 or 4 times to realize just what a blundering thing great war must be." 2 world wars later, the French film director Albert Lamouris designed a new version of wargaming. His La Conquête du Monde board game, translated as Conquest of the World, caught the attention of the American publisher Parker Brothers, which introduced its version of the game to the US market in 1959, Ready to Conquer America. Unlike simpler war games, in one turn, players can gain reinforcements, attack other players' forces, and move their armies to adjacent territories on the game board, a modified map of the world. Players negotiated diplomatically, reveled in conflict, and exulted in conquering the world to win. The result was one of the most popular board games, inspiring a new core of passionate gamers and influencing other games which began the wargaming hobby and, by extension, the Euro games we enjoy today. But it also inspired epic battles with family and friends, who all agree that playing at war can be, above all, great fun. The second inductee into the National Toy Hall of Fame for 2021 is Risk. And now, a special message from the team at Hasbro.
On behalf of Hasbro and our gaming team, I want to thank the Strong Museum for recognizing Risk and inducting the game into the esteemed National Toy Hall of Fame. More than 60 years after its inception, Risk continues to captivate players in a game of strategic conquest featuring alliances, betrayal, and surprise attacks. Because when you play Risk, anything goes. While the competition can be fierce when world domination is at stake, connection is at the heart of Risk, and the game has provided endless hours of play for families and friends who gather around the board and compete to ultimately rule the world. Today, Risk remains one of our most popular and influential strategic board games, and we are honored to see it recognized alongside the iconic and inspiring items in the National Toy Hall of Fame. We are proud to continue its legacy and grateful for the teams at Hasbro that continue to adapt and innovate Risk to create gaming experiences for new generations of fans. Thank you.
In the world of play, some toys come and go. Other playthings not only endure, they multiply. While there are toys in the Hall of Fame, like marbles, jacks, and kites, with histories going back thousands of years, this one goes way back. Prehistory doesn't even capture it. We're talking geological time. Although some playthings can only be found in particular stores, this one has a global reach that most toy manufacturers would envy. Other than Antarctica, every continent offers access to this toy, from the coast to places far inland, if you catch my drift. Or should I say, Dune. Anyone who's spent a day on the beach can understand the allure of this toy. You just want to dig right in, mount it up, shape, form, and accessorize. Who needs castles in the sky when you can have something more concrete and and substantial right here on planet Earth. Where grown-ups sometimes get ambitious with the scale of their creations, this toy also appeals to toddlers. It may go against the grain of parenting manuals to give the smallest kids access to something so tiny, but check out any number of patios, backyards, and playgrounds, and you'll find toddlers utterly engrossed with this toy for the imagination, getting it under their nails and maybe even in their hair. You've probably guessed by now, the third and final toy to be inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame for 2021 is none other than sand. So there you have it. Your class of 2021 is American Girl Dolls, Risk, and Sand. We'd like to thank the teams from American Girl Dolls and Hasbro for their videos. Thank you as well to the members of the media for joining us, and we encourage you to please stick around to take video of the inductees and to see the new cases unveiled behind us shortly. Thank you as well to everyone that joined us online. Keep on playing and have a great day.